Good morning, friends. Hello. How are you this morning? Pray you are well and that all good things are coming to you on this first day of November. Little mug up as I'm waiting for y'all, a few people to stop in. Hope you're doing all right on this very fall feeling day, which is kind of as it should be. Hi, Vicky. Howdy. John, good morning to you. Karen, hello. Glad you're here. Got to talk to Steph the other day for the first time in forever. We've just been missing each other. It's been had a great chat, so that was a joy. Looky here. Hello. Hello, hello. John and Jane, everybody. So glad you're here. Donna, a joy to see you this morning. Hello, everyone. So glad to be back for another week. Yes, it was goodness, for sure. How is everybody? So, yes, it was nice. It actually really was. We got to catch up on many different things. So, good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. I hope you're doing well. November, November. Here we are. I see one or two folks coming along, and we'll get going. All right. So glad you're here. All right. Good morning, Irene. Hope that you are enjoying these last days of fall, and that the yeah, that Charlotte is a joy to you. Cecile, good morning. Oh, I I love the pictures you guys posted from the porch. Um, the deviled egg was I saw the deviled egg. That was hilarious. Awesome. So it was a great holiday here in town. We gave out about 250 bags of candy and treats to costumed little ghouls and goblins all over the place last night. It was a lot of fun. Kind of spending some time and giving some gifts to the neighbors. That was good fun. So, all right, let's get going this morning. It is the first day of November on this Tuesday at 11:11, and I'm glad you're with us. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're a part of this. I say it every time because I mean it every time. Uh, I, I wrote a piece for our newsletter. If you don't get our newsletter, please message the church, and we'll be happy to put you on the email list if you'd like to get it. But I'm also going to post it on our Facebook page here, and have some and that we might have the chance to enter into this discipline, because I really want to invite you onto a journey of Thanksgiving this month. I opened my Facebook feed this morning, and it was filled with Mariah Carey getting ready to sing her Christmas song, which I love Mariah Carey. Don't get me wrong, but she was a but I am not ready for Christmas. I don't know about you, because for us, particularly us in the not just in the Christian world, but for us in the congregational world, this is our month this is our month of Thanksgiving. Not only have we instilled Thanksgiving in the cultural discourse uh, of America, but I really would say the world. The pilgrimage journey of the 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 folks who came over in 1620 on the Mayflower, and the institution of the first Thanksgiving, and the way that that institution has changed culture over the last 400 years, who our direct spiritual ancestors, that the way that they've affected the world in incredibly positive ways. Because it is my belief, and you'll get some of this in the article that I wrote, that I'll post that up after we talk, that I think Thanksgiving is the single greatest, the act of giving thanks. the act of gratitude is the single greatest thing that you can do as a regular spiritual discipline. Meister Eckhart says that if you were only to utter one prayer, and that prayer was thanksgiving, that would be sufficient. There's this way that Thanksgiving is, I call it the Leatherman of spiritual disciplines. And you got to know a little bit of background about that, because the Leatherman. So if you're ever in the Army and you ever deployed, you were issued either a Leatherman or you were issued a Gerber, whichever, the two different makers. But the colloquial name for them ends up being a Leatherman. Like, everybody just calls them Leatherman, whether they're made by Gerber or not. Whew, boy, this is going sideways. But it's a multi-tool. It has all kinds of things on it. It's like this. It's like a Swiss Army knife. It has pliers. It has wire cutters. It has a knife. It has screwdrivers. It has and obviously it's a multi-tool. So none of them are. It's not perfectly going to answer any problem that you might find yourself in front of, but it will help you in almost any situation in which you find yourself. If you need to cut something, you can cut something. If you need to hold something, you can hold something. If you need to grip something, you bore a hole in something. You need to turn a screw, you can turn a screw. It's a multi-tool. And I think in the spiritual life, in the Christian life, and in the disciplines, the multi-tool of disciplines is the discipline of gratitude. To bring ourselves back to gratitude every time will help every single ailment and sin and problem that we have in our world. Now, will it handle it perfectly? No. But it will help. But it will offer up something that is beyond what we already know and what we already have. It will offer up a greater kind of idea of or a greater kind of application on whatever we're trying to do. Like, if we're trying to rally ourselves, if we're depressed and we're trying to rally ourselves out of that depression, the act of thanksgiving, the act of giving thanks, the act of consciously willing yourself to think about things that you can find some gratitude for, that act, it begins to create an opening for heaven to flow in. If you are anxious and you're worried and you're just tearing yourself apart because of what's going to happen next, who's going to win the election, whatever's going to happen, whatever the anxiety, if you can bring yourself back to a moment and say, boy, I'm thankful that I've got a cup of coffee in my hand. I've got things about me. I'm not freezing to death. I'm got a full belly. Whatever it is that you end up, if you can bring yourself back to the moment of Thanksgiving, it can soothe that anxiety. And I think in the world in which it is, in the world of 2022, that the great defiance right now, the great rebellion of heaven against the world is actually the act of Thanksgiving. I actually think it's part of the reason that we're skipping over Thanksgiving, is that the world would rather us not enter into Thanksgiving, because when we do, we ally ourselves with the angels and we push back against the demons. It's really that powerful. Now, again, I think it's like a multi-tool, because it's not gonna solve all your problems all the time. There are going to be things that need greater applications, or that the little pliers can't hold everything that needs to be held. But it can do so much more than we suspect it can. And that, I think, is true of Thanksgiving. In 1 Thessalonians, Paul's letter to the church in Thessaloniki, who, like a lot of his letters are sent to the church because they're starting to kind of go off of they're down in the rumble strip. They've got some problems going on. So he writes to them that he says, in the 5th chapter, he points right at them as a part of the way that they can start to solve their problems. He says, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Now hear that again. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. So first, thanksgiving is devoid of circumstance. It doesn't matter the circumstance you find. It doesn't matter how tight your heart is. It doesn't matter how muddled your mind is. It doesn't matter how broken your body is. Find some places to give thanks. And in finding those, because why? This is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. God's will for us. Our Father in heaven who wants to give us all good gifts. Our Father in heaven who wants to us happy, well, whole, healed, in relationship with him. Our Father in heaven that wants to give us all good gifts. The will of that happening is when we enter into thanks, when we align ourselves with that. That thanksgiving immediately aligns ourselves with the very will of God for all of creation. You know, it is God's will in everything. If you look at the Ark of the Covenant, okay, this is a big gear shift, I know, but trust me, we'll get there. That on the Ark of the Covenant, there is a branch. There are branches carved into the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant being the thing that holds the Spirit of God in the Old Testament. It literally God's high chair in the Old Testament is where God comes to sit and dwell with the people. There are carved onto it branches, and those branches are almond branches. And those almond branches have on them simultaneously a bud, a blossom, and an almond. Now, no branch in history has ever actually has that. You don't have buds. We know in time and space, we don't have buds while we have blossoms. We don't have blossoms while we have buds. We don't have either of those while we have actual almonds. That there's a progression to it in time and space. But it is present there because it is this information to us. It is this reminder to us that God is present in all those things. That God is present in the promise of what is to come, even though we may be struggling in the moment. God is present in the beauty of that which might be, but has not yet come. And God is present in the fruit of the moment when things are great and we're crushing it. That God is present in all of it. And not only that, but God's sitting in command on the throne in that midst. And that all of that is propelled to us and propels us into the life of God in thanksgiving, in being grateful, even just for the beat of our heart and for the air in our lungs, to be grateful for the very simple fact of being, and that is present in all circumstances, bud, blossom, and fruit. It's a powerful image, and it's powerful for us. And I think it's like so often in our lives, spiritually, we are bringing a knife to a gunfight. That there are things zinging at us, and we feel like we're just like ting, ting, like we have to just defend ourselves because we kind of have our faith. But I think in our practice, it is the opportunity for us to reach for the 357 Smith & Wesson, to be able to begin to actually carve a place in our hearts, to secure some place in our mind, secure some place in our living, and that weapon is the practice of thanksgiving. Okay, that was a long setup to invite you into this practice that I want to invite you into this month. In the article that I'm going to post, and you can Google this, you can go find 100 things to be thankful for, but it's a list that I found. I didn't know the author, so I didn't get to really credit it, but it's a list of gratitudes, basically. It's just a list of gratitudes. So here's my invitation to you for this month. Take this list of gratitudes. Again, Google 100 things to be thankful for. If you want to do this as a practice, there's a bunch of them out there. You can just pick one and go through it, or you can use the one that I'll put on the Facebook page. However you decide to do it. Look at that list. Take that list and take a highlighter and start highlighting ones that resonate with you. So, or just to put a check mark by the ones that take it, print it out, like make a physical copy of it. Like, this is going to take a moment. Okay. This is going to require a little bit of effort from you, but I Promise you it's worth it. Print it out and start to highlight or check off or circle the ones that have some meaning to you, that bounce the needle a little bit, that are like, some people would be really thankful for chocolate. Like Irene, for instance, on this feed, I know, like she is thankful for chocolate. Yes, I see you. But some of us would be chocolate. Okay, it's not a thing. And these are maybe one of the more minor things to be thankful for, or thankful for family, or thankful for friends, or thankful, whatever it is but there are things that are going to, not all 100 are going to resonate with you on this list. Pick 30 that just bounce your needle a little bit, that excite you. And then take that list and put it somewhere. Think about how you start your morning, and then take that list and put it somewhere in your home where you're going to encounter it during your morning ritual. So, like for me, for instance, I've been thinking about this. Like I might actually tape it next to my mirror, because I have a chaotic morning schedule. It's never quite the same depending on where I need to be, where I'm going to be. But I always brush my teeth before I leave the house, because I always brush my teeth before I leave the house. If I don't need to explain that. But it's something I do. So, and it's a place that I always find myself, is brushing my teeth. And so I'm going to link, this is, by the way, if you're ever trying to start a habit, this is a good way to start a habit. It's called linking. Something you already do, something you're already in the practice of, link something else to it. So for me, when I brush my teeth, I'm going to look at my list. And on that day, on each day, find something to be that you picked out, that one of your 30 over the next 30 days, the next month of November, that every day is Thanksgiving. Every day is Thanksgiving in the month of November. That's what I want to invite you to. That's what I want to challenge you to. And now here's the challenge. You've got your list. You're brushing your teeth. You've got your list. You're standing in front of the refrigerator, because everybody goes to the refrigerator in the morning to get cream for their coffee, or if that's your practice, or whatever it is, wherever that place is in your morning ritual, and you put your little list, put it there, and then work your way through your 30 things that you are thankful for. And spend 1 minute, no more than 1 minute, fleshing out and putting kind of the details of your life to the thing that you're thankful for. Like if you're thankful for your family and friends, I can say, I'm thankful for the people, for Chris and Ryan, who I live with. I'm thankful for Derek and Amanda. I'm thankful for my mom. I'm thankful for these people. I'm thankful for the friends that have journeyed with me, both in my life now that I can call and that are there for me, but I'm super thankful for people that have journeyed with me over the years that maybe I'm not as close to, and that have formed me and made me who I am. Like spend a minute, 1 minute. That's all I'm asking, of just personally fleshing out what that one little thing is for your day, for your thankfulness. Maybe it's a snow days. Maybe it's somebody holding a door for you, the kindness of a stranger. But whatever the category is that you pick that kind of resonates with you, spend 1 minute kind of fleshing out how it is to you that actually resonates. Why is it? Irene loves chocolate so much. I don't know, but she does. And she knows what it means for her. Like if I could do it for coffee, coffee is, it's way more than boiled bean for me. There's a warmth to it. There's a ritual to it. There's a beauty to it. There's a comfort in it that tells me things are okay when maybe things aren't okay. And it's way beyond just, my morning caffeine buzz. There's depth to it. And I would submit to you, every one of those things, no matter how silly, no matter how stupid, no matter how kind of unconnected you think they might be, when you spend 1 minute just scratching the paint of what's behind even the most mundane things that you're thankful for, it will actually drop you into a pit of meaning in your life that you might not have even known was there. Friends, don't let Mariah Carey win, although I love her to death, and she's adorable, but and nobody can sing like her. Don't let the culture that wants to skip us over this months of Thanksgiving and put us into yet another buying spree for Christmas. Don't let it win. Own this month in Thanksgiving. Own this month as a way of being thankful for the things that are in your life that bounce your needle, that excite you. Open up, take out of the sheath your little multi-tool of spiritual effort and spiritual strength. That there's, I submit to you that if you can make every Thanksgiving day, November a thing in your world, you can make life deeper and wider and more meaningful, not because you're constructing it, but because you are setting a place, just like a Thanksgiving meal, you are setting a place for the Most High to come dwell with your life. And literally, once you've got this set up, I'm asking you for 30 minutes out of the month once you set this up. And how long is it going to take you to set it up? 10 minutes? Friends, I want to invite you to this practice. I want you to invite you into things that something that I think will give God's voice in the beginning of your day a fighting chance over all of the loudness and the squawking and the obligations and the things that you need to do in the course of your day, the worries and the anxieties. Spend time with the one who made you. And the will of the one who made you is to give thanks in all circumstances. Hear Paul's words again. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. All right, friends, look for my post, if you're interested in getting our newsletter, you just send a message to the church. Just message us at the church with your email, and we'll get you on the digital list. Or unless you want a hard copy, and just give us your address, we can get you that. But the invitation for this month is that this is in every Thanksgiving November. Friends, peace and grace to you today. And so let me just look at the feed real quick because I want to say hi. Vicky, beautiful fall. 402 goblins, Cecile. That's crazy. That's awesome. Hi, Jamie. Glad you're here. Karen, wonderful. Nice. Thankful for 1111. Aw. Yes, Vicky, you'll get a hard copy, so don't worry. That's Derek. I'm so thankful for chocolate. That's my boy. All right, friends. Peace and grace to you. We'll pick it up tomorrow with another 1111.